Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Jump Around Weekly. Today's November 9th. We're fired up to be here with you. It seems like it's only been 7 days ago, but it seems like it's been an eternity before we were talking to you. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all your questions. This is a great week for us. Wednesday's a National Signing Day. I can't wait to get our letters of intent from our guys that have committed to us, and we're fired up on Wednesday to announce our class, and we feel this is one of the best classes that's ever come through the University of Wisconsin. So we're very, very excited about that. Today, we have one of Wisconsin's own on our show from Hortonville, Wisconsin, home of the Polar Bears. Please welcome Eric Barnett to the show. Eric, what's going on, buddy?
Not a whole lot, just getting stuff done and being productive.
All right, I like that. Being productive. That's kind of what we talk about all the time in our program is being productive, right?
Right.
Good. So let's get right with it, man. Let's we'll get you a few questions and
All right.
we'll get going. So when we first got to Wisconsin, you've already had made your college decision.
Right.
Coach Reader and I went up to your house to try to change your mind a little bit. Tell us your first impression of when we walked into your house. We didn't really know you too well. You didn't know us. What was your first impression of us when we walked in there?
Well, first off, that you guys meant business. I mean, you guys knew what you wanted, so that was good. I mean, a changing climate and changing program was pretty attractive to me. And staying in Wisconsin was huge. So when you guys started recruiting me, I kind of took a step back from where I was at and talked to my family, and then, we went on from there. The house visit was nice. I mean, I think that's where you guys got me like 95% sold, and then the next 5% was maybe the following week at a practice or something, and then I read back home with my dad. I was like, yeah, I'm going here. He's like, yeah, I kind of figured.
I love it. So you talk about, staying in Wisconsin is huge. Talk to us a little bit about putting that W on your chest last year as a true freshman and going out there in the field house. And I think your first match, you got a fall, right? In the field house. Tell us how special that was.
Yeah, I mean, from the get-go, before the match even started, when they call my name and I run out there, I just hear a roar from the crowd. And that's one of the big reasons I chose to come to Wisconsin, is represent this state and keep the talent in Wisconsin. I mean, I think that'll be huge for developing Wisconsin wrestling and making us a state that can compete with the Pennsylvania and the Illinois. But yeah, I mean, getting that fall and representing Wisconsin it was huge. I think it motivates high school kids too that are looking to wrestle at the higher level. Look at Wisconsin.
Awesome. So talk to us a little bit about Madison. And, you're from kind of a smaller town. You kind of like to do a lot of things and you're active a lot. What do you think about Madison, and what are some of your favorite things to do around town?
Right now, one of my favorite things to do around town is go bowling. My house is on a bowling swing right now, and we've been watching film and everything, learning how to throw the ball.
Watching film?
Yeah, we watched Pete Weber, one of the U.S. greats, do bowling. He's a legend. But yeah, I mean, I love Madison.
Well, hang on. Let's go back to this bowling thing.
All right.
What's your average here? What are you averaging?
The other day went bowling, played 5 games. I averaged a 128. So
that's not that good, huh?
No. The last 2 games I was good, but
can you beat anybody in the house?
Yeah.
Who?
Kyle and Trey for sure. They're not that good.
You can't beat Dan though, huh?
No, he's good. Dan's good. Seth's good. Seth's dad is an amazing bowler. He's bowling like 200 average. He's crazy. Josh
Awesome.
Is pretty good.
That's good. All right. So talk to us about Madison a little bit. What do you like about Madison, and what are some of the other things you do?
Yeah. One big thing I like about Madison is that it's not just like a campus. Like, it's a city incorporated within the campus. Like, we can go down and I'm like a mile and a half away from the Capitol building. Like, it's pretty cool. And, you see a lot of cool things. You're not too far from nature, and you can go on cool nature walks, like back where I'm from. Like that's basically all we got. We don't have any city or anything like that where we can go walk down State Street. So I think that's unique, that you kind of get a diverse kind of city where you can go out on a nature walk. You can go down to the Capitol, or you can go down on any side road. And I don't know, I kind of like it.
Have you been to a concert by the water yet?
No, I haven't. No, I was rooting for it for in the spring, and obviously that got shut down. But
yeah, I guess that's right. With COVID, all that stuff got shut down. But that's one of my favorite things to do is to take a boat right up there to the what am I thinking? What's it called? To the Union there.
Yeah.
And listen to some music. So it's awesome. One last question, then we'll turn it over to Coach Reader. Tell
All right.
us about, you've done a lot of things in wrestling, man. You've accomplished a lot. What do you think is your best moment you've had in wrestling so far? Or it doesn't have to be an achievement, but what has been one of your most special moments you've ever had in wrestling?
I would say the number one thing was winning at Who's Number One. My senior year was probably a true test to what I can overcome. A lot of, like, looking at that match, it was a 1-0 match, and a lot of people thought it was boring and whatever, but there's a lot more that went into that match. Like, it was 2.5 weeks beforehand. I got mono and couldn't train for 2.5 weeks. So I was going into the match, like, I was spending hours a day just watching film. That's all I could do. I think it was a little bit more than just winning a wrestling match. It was kind of like a testament to my mental ability to come through with the circumstance I was given. So that was kind of cool. And to represent Wisconsin and be there with a couple other Wisconsin guys.
Eric, listen, real quick before we move on with this bowling stuff. You need any bowling tips, you just watch The Big Lebowski, right? I already told you about this.
All right.
That's all you need to know. So, all right. So moving into a little more serious question. Talk about what are some of the things you learned being a true freshman, wrestling in a very competitive weight class in the Big Ten, and how that's going to propel you into this next year and what you're looking to accomplish.
Yeah. One big thing that I think I learned was that every single person you wrestle is going to be stingy. They're fighting for every single point. In high school, you get to nationals, you'd have guys kind of, if they get down by 2 or 4 points, they kind of quit wrestling. Where in college, it's nothing like that. Like, these guys are coming at you for 7 minutes. And I think that's kind of a mentality that I've started to kind of pick up on, and I think will positively impact the way I wrestle this upcoming season, no matter what it looks like. I think that I'm ready to fight for 7 minutes against whoever they put across from me. I think I'm ready to scrap for 7 minutes.
That's great. That's good. Coach talked about what it was like, being from the state of Wisconsin and how special it is. Talk more about, for kids that are in the state of Wisconsin, how special it really is getting that hand raised in the field house, and how exciting it is. Before you experience it, it's not like nothing that you can even explain, right?
Right.
Talk about every time you get that hand raised in the field house.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, people are standing up, cheering you on. I mean, you feel it. You can go 7 minutes hard match, and you get done, you hear that roar, and you're ready to go again. Like, you can wrestle a whole nother match after that. They just motivate you and drive you. Another thing, I think, looking with high school guys coming here, I think staying in state creates a lot of opportunities for you. I've been given opportunities by staying in state. I mean, you're in contact with people all around that probably knew who you were, but now that you're in state and you're in college and D1 level, it's a little bit more attractive, maybe for camps or for a job in the future. You can get kind of your people that you can fall on to. So
that's good. Hey, last question, man. We got to get to the bottom of this. So a couple of the guys in your house have been telling me, and they believe this 100%, that your house is haunted, right?
Yeah.
So talk about this. Is there any truth to this?
Yeah. So, you know what? I don't think our house is haunted, but we have 2 individuals. I'm not gonna name any names. but one of them, was hearing somebody call their name at like 11, 12 at night. Everybody was sound asleep, and he still to this day believes that somebody was calling his name, and he's like, oh man, it's probably a ghost. Like, and that happened about a week after another one of my roommates came out of his room, like screaming, like he thought there was a ghost in his room. And I don't know, maybe it is haunted and the ghost doesn't want to mess with me yet. He's waiting for his time, but I don't know.
Well, good. Well, we'll have to get to the bottom of that one. I think it might have been after they were probably delusional after a practice with some monkey rolls with Bono. So,
yeah.
All right, Jess, let's get to some fan questions.
Sure. I think the big thing, and this is probably for both the coaches, but also Eric, maybe you can just talk to us about what you're looking forward to this season is fans are interested in what this season's going to look like from a schedule perspective. They want to know, if we're going to be shortened, is it going to have still a number of tournaments? Like how will the season kind of look like compared to past years?
Well, I can tell you it's definitely going to be shortened, right? We're not going to start until the first week of January with some out of competition or out of conference matches to start with. And then we're going to basically have some tri meets and some quad meets within the Big Ten, and then some individual matches. So there's going to be no tournaments except for the Big Ten and the national tournament, and then some quads and tries with the Big Ten, and then 2 opportunities to wrestle out of conference.
And Coach, what do you, when you say a tri meet and a quad meet, what's that mean for fans?
It means we're going to be wrestling. There'll be four Big Ten schools, and a quad meet will be in one area, one space, and then also for a tri meet there'll be three universities in one weekend in one setting competing against each other.
Okay. So Eric, when you hear what that schedule looks like, what are your thoughts about that? What are you looking forward to, and how are you kind of preparing, knowing that the season's going to be different than when you experienced last year as a freshman?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it. A shortened season means that there's a little bit more on the line each time you strap up and get ready to wrestle. You can't take early losses. Like every match matters towards qualifying for nationals and getting a good seed for Big Tens. But other than that, I mean, I'm not putting any extra pressure on myself. I'm looking to compete. I mean, it's still a wrestling match. Either way, you gotta, if it was a longer season or a shorter season, you still gotta go out and compete, and it's the same thing. I think that the format for the quads and the tries benefits a team like Wisconsin, where our conditioning is better than most teams we face. I think we're a more durable team. We can go compete for 3 to 4 or 2 to 3, however it ends up going, hard matches a weekend. And yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to get used to it. So, I mean, I guess it's just getting used to it and just competing.
And Coach Reader, is there anything from your perspective, like how are you guys, Eric talked about how you're mentally preparing the team and talking about what to kind of expect and different conditioning and how we might be more durable for that. Is there anything you are helping prepare the wrestlers for with this kind of season?
I just think that our guys are focusing on what's right in front of them right now, and how do we attack each week and maximize each week. But and it's just letting them know whatever situation that unfolds, however the schedule looks, this is what it is, and this is the way we're going to progress forward. But our guys are present right now. They're getting ready for some competitions coming up here shortly, and they're excited, right? Their mentality is they're hungry. I think this break was good for them. And they've been in a real good cycle of training for the last couple months. And they're excited about the future.
Eric, you talked about this a little bit earlier, and the coaches talked to you about this, just about, going after every point. And that was a big difference for you in talking about transitioning to college. What else are other differences for you from high school to college wrestling that you've noticed?
I mean, you're in every practice to get better. I mean, there's no practices where you can kind of just go 50%. And that's, I mean, I genuinely like that, where we're working hard and we're getting better every day. I think that's a huge thing from high school to colleges. I mean, it almost forces your body to become more durable. and be able to compete at any time. Again, like I guess matches, guys are a little bit more stingy. You're always gonna be in a scrap, no matter if it's number 1 in the country or number 40 in the country. I mean, these guys are still coming to win matches. So I think that's definitely something you don't see in high school a lot.
And coaches, do you guys have you noticed any differences between when Eric first started here and now, and how he's doing in his transition to collegiate wrestling?
He's been, it's been night and day. We started Eric out as as a true freshman. He was a couple of months removed from high school, which is very, very hard to do. And then by the end of the year, he had really progressed, and now after the summer, he's had some time off. I know he worked really hard back home. And now that we've seen him compete a little bit in the room a little bit, it's night and day. He's a different guy. He understands the weaknesses. He understands his strengths. And I think he really, like he said just a couple minutes ago, is he understands the mentality is a little different. In high school, you can come in and wrestle 50% in practice and still kill everybody. So I think now he understands that every practice you're going to have to bring it 100%, or you're going to get your butt kicked. And when you get your butt kicked, comes a lot of things happen. You get your butt kicked in practice, you lose a little confidence, you lose a little bit of fun. So I think now he understands you bring it every day, and he's going to have a heck of a career before he leaves this place. That's for sure.
We some fans have asked what your goals are for the year, Eric. They specifically asked you, you're going to win a national ship this year, but just in terms of how you're kind of looking at the season, do you have goals in mind or anything specific you'd like to accomplish?
So I guess I'll touch base on something that I've been kind of working on. So I was reading this book called Atomic Habits, and they're actually talking about basically eliminating goals, right? Creating systems instead of goals. So kind of the concept that it is that everybody has a goal at the beginning of the season. Like everybody wants to be a national champion, right? And I can go tell anybody I want to be a national champion, but nobody's going to do anything to do it, right? So now I've created a system where I'm doing however many pull-ups a day, I'm doing this and that, I'm doing extra workouts, I'm coming to practice and putting 100% capacity into them. So I guess my I guess you can call them goals at the time, but with my systems to reach those would be, I am going to be a national champion. I'm going to go to Nebraska and I'm going to go win Greco and freestyle. And then coming off that, I'm going to go beat everybody that steps across from me. And I think it's a little bit more than just saying you want to do something. Instead of actually going to do stuff and improving yourself every day. So I think with what I've been doing, I truly believe I can accomplish becoming a national champion and bringing it back to Wisconsin.
You have a big fan, and she wants to know who your biggest fan is. We thought it might be your mom. So any shout outs to any other fans?
Yeah, shout out to my mom, my biggest fan. She's always rooting for me, always I'm worrying about me and making sure I'm doing all right. I guess I can give a couple more shout outs to my dad, always being there for me, my brothers and my girlfriend, especially my grandpa. This year he's had a tough year, so he's always coming to the duels that he can come to, and I can always hear him when I'm wrestling, just rooting for me. So.
And one last question for the coaches. When you hear something like Eric studying and reading that book and talking about his systems versus actually just kind of thinking of goals, what are your thoughts on that?
It excites me because we've been here 2 seasons now, and these are the things that we've been trying to implement from a growth standpoint. Teaching these guys how to get up and meditate and visualize and be able to read books and just really focus on the things that you can control. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And you get a guy who can think at a high level. This is what we want. This is the type of culture we've developed here at Wisconsin. Guys that love to grow and want to bring their best version of themselves every day to practice. And no doubt about it, Eric's got such a bright future, and this is just the beginning.
And Coach Bono, what are your thoughts on that?
I've got nothing to add. That's what we're about. We ask our guys, we read a book every year together as a team, and we try to get them. Reading is powerful, and it's an awesome, it's a way to, obviously to get a little smarter, but it's also a way to express yourself, learn new things, and grow. And that's what we're about, is trying to grow in all aspects of our life here in our program.
Well, that's it for questions from fans this week. Did you guys have anything else you wanted to share?
I just know that I might have to try to get into this little bowling league that you guys are in. I know I can bowl 128, so I know I'm not taking last. But yeah, so Eric, we appreciate you being on, man. We love having you here. So glad you changed your mind to be a Badger, and we're fired up for what the future holds. As far as our fans, like I said, make sure you guys keep checking our Twitters and things out this week. It's going to be a special week in our program as we welcome a whole new class on campus, and we're just very, very excited about what's going to happen here in the future. So as always, make sure you start your week off right and jump around.